people? It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another Marvel review. And this is of the 2015 movie that just came out about 2 weeks ago, or about a week ago, and that is Ant Man. I saw the 140 matinee show in Staten Island, 625, a good deal. And yes, this was a really great movie. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was it's one of my favorite movies of the year, definitely one of the best films of the summer, and I'm going to explain why soon. Yeah, so I got to drink water. It's really hot in here. Anyway, Ant Man. I was interested in this movie before it came out. I saw the trailers and I was intrigued. And the cast didn't bother me at all. Especially when the trailers came out, and I had a little doubt that it might be too silly, but the movie paid off in spades. People are calling this a flop or like it's not as good as other movies, but I thought it was really good. I thought it was a great experience. Paul Rudd is absolutely wonderful in this movie. He completely sold Ant Man for me. His acting was really great. He had a sense of humor. He in emotional scenes he has expressions on his face. He has more to do than Chris Pratt had in Jurassic World, which is great. This movie kicks the crap out of Jurassic World, and this movie won't make a billion worldwide, but which is sad because it deserves it. I loved Evangeline Lilly, her rapport with Paul Rudd. I thought they had a nice spark to them. She's gorgeous in this movie, really tough, and she's more badass than freaking Bryce Dallas Howard or Emilia Clarke in Terminator Genesis. The little girl in this movie, I absolutely adored. I thought she was so cute. The dialogue is very witty. The script written by Edgar Wright. He didn't direct the film, but he produced and wrote the film. He wrote some of the films. Whatchamacallit. He wrote Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. He has really good wit, and he put it in this film, and it made me laugh. I laughed a lot in this movie. It was just as funny as Guardians was last year. There are flaws in the movie. I don't think the villain was utilized too well. You don't see Yellow Jacket really till the end. The guy actor that played him was decent, but he wasn't in the film as that much to make an impact. He was just kind of a cliche villain. Also, I thought that there was some. The music in the beginning was awful. I hate the freaking Spanish music. It was out of place. It wasn't needed. I know there's a lot of Hispanics in this movie, like Michael Pena and Bobby Cannavale, and also some of the people that they show when Michael Pena is talking about these people that he was talking to in a party or something. That wasn't really needed. It took me out of it a little bit. Also, Bobby Cannavale, I thought his character could have been cut out as well because he wasn't interesting to me. I cared about Ant Man, and Ant Man is awesome. The suit looks great. The special effects are fantastic. I love the way the ants look. It's CG, but it looks really good because they got really good effects guys that know what they're doing. I think all the ants look different, and there's a lot of colors and they look vibrant and just it's an amazing film. I can't believe that a movie about Ant Man was better than some films I saw last year. Like I will say this is better than both Amazing Spider-Man films. It's better than Man of Steel. It's better than X-Men 3. It's better than freaking even I think it has more heart and more fun than Nolan's Batman movies. Yeah. The emotion in this film doesn't feel forced. It's sweet. It's touching. It really the whole reason I'm not going to spoil anything here because there's a lot of stuff in the film that I want you guys to see for yourselves, especially the two post credit endings. I am not going to mention them here. Well, I'll give you a hint. One hint. Falcon's in the movie, but in a small part. Anthony Mackie makes an appearance. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say anymore. But you could check that out on IMDb. The cast list. Anyway, the film has a lot of heart to it, and I was not expecting that with an Ant Man film. Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, of course, is better. Some people said, oh, it failed. Forbes magazine, you bunch of douchebags, are saying, oh, Age of Ultron was a failure because it made $400 million. That's pathetic. Really? The movie made over $1 billion, and the Blu-rays are going to sell like hotcakes. So Forbes, go screw yourselves. Forbes magazine, you bunch of cocksuckers. You don't know what a good movie if it hits you in the head. This movie was awesome. I thought it was freaking awesome that they made an Ant-Man movie that was the best that they can do with it, especially since Edgar Wright didn't direct it. Peyton Reed did, and he put a lot of effort into it. This wasn't just a studio film. It made money, and it's a really touching film, and you care about the actors in the movie, and the story flows very well. It's not 2.5 hours. It doesn't drag. It's not wall to wall action, but when the action's there, it was some of the coolest things I've ever seen. When Ant Man shrinks and all the ants are running after him, and the scene in the bathtub, I'm not going to spoil it. When he punches people in the face, it's freaking awesome. There's a scene at the end, in the third act that there's just a ton. At the third act has some of the craziest action scenes I've ever seen. Michael Douglas, awesome as always. The guy can still act. He's old, but he's still got it, just like Robert Redford in Winter Soldier. I thought, it was a really feel good Marvel movie. People say that the weakness of Marvel films is that they're too generic, or they're too feel good and jokey, and they're not dark enough. Well, guess what? The lighthearted thing works. People want to feel something. They don't want to go to a joyless, soulless film like Man of Steel, where there's no hope and everything is dark and depressing, and there's not a single joke in the movie. They want to keep it too serious. When a movie's too serious, it gets boring. I'm sorry. I like to laugh. Look at my posters. Lego Movie, that made me laugh. Watchmen, there's a sex scene in that movie that made me laugh. And it's kind of weird because, sex scenes are not supposed to be funny. Diary of a Kid 3, that made me laugh. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, that made me laugh. Phantom Menace, that made me laugh. Even both Avengers movies made me laugh. So I want to laugh. I want to feel some positive energy in the movie. I don't want to be, I'm depressed. Yeah, let me walk out. No, I wanted to enjoy this film, and I did. And Marvel does it best, man. They give me a lighthearted, jokey, but fun film. They don't make 2.5 hour movies that drag on too long. And DC, you have one chance. I want Batman via Superman to be good, but you got to make it fun. Don't make this movie a freaking melodrama. It doesn't need it. We already know who Batman is. Just get him there. Let him kick Henry Cavill's ass. That's what I want. That's all I want from that. But this is not about that. This is about Ant-Man. The film reminded me of the first Iron Man, which is a very good idea, because I love the first Iron Man. This isn't better, but this is just as good, almost nearly in the same league. I think it's miles better than Iron Man 2 and 3, even though I enjoy those. But I thought this had more heart to it. And although the villain was underused, the heart and the joy and the action and the chemistry of the cast really worked. I didn't even mind some of the side characters, like the black guy that hangs out with Paul Rudd's character. And Paul Rudd had a sense of humor. He knew he was not going into Shakespeare. He knew he wasn't going into an Oscar winner. This is something fun. This is a fun comic book fair, and I think it stands alone. I don't think this needs a sequel. Leave Ant Man the way it is. Let him do stuff in the Avengers. It's fine. They mentioned the Avengers a lot. There's a lot of winking wink at the audience about. They showed a big A again. I had a smile on my face the whole time. When I saw Falcon, I was like, "Oh, cool! Falcon's back. That's great." Post credit scenes, see them. Don't leave the theater if you go see this. Stay for both of them, because you will not be disappointed. And the movie was just a blast. It's just going to be in my top five of the year, hands down. Age of Ultron is still my number one. And there's still a couple movies left in the summer, and of course in the fall, and of course Star Wars at the end of the year. So we still got a ways to go. But this movie knocked my socks off. It was worth the $6 I paid. Really good audience. They laughed a lot. Really good sense of humor. It's not bad. Sense of humor is not a bad thing, especially in a movie that's aimed at a certain demographic. Because there's a lot of comedies nowadays that aren't funny. It's just the same thing: piss jokes, fart jokes, sex jokes, dildo jokes. It's all gay jokes. I'm just tired of that. I like clever, witty humor. It helps a film a lot, and it helped it here. So that's my small thoughts on Ant-Man. I will definitely talk about this film later at the end of the year in my top 10 films of 2015. What a fun film. Peyton Reed did a great job. The four writers did a great job. Paul Rudd actually wrote some of the film as well. He did a good job. Him and Adam McKay and and what's his face? And Edgar Wright. He knows how to write a script. He knows how to write witty dialogue without it being pretentious or stupid, or there's some dialogue that didn't work, but a lot of it did. Some repetition, but nowadays they repeat everything. So Ant-Man, I would recommend it. I don't listen to the haters. They just want to hate on things. They're like, oh, DC's better because it's not jokey. Well, if it's joyless, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. I want to have some fun in the theater. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a crime to enjoy yourself or clap at the end of a movie either, is what I did. So that's my review on Ant-Man. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll definitely do a video a lot sooner than this. I'm really tired. I did a lot of stuff yesterday. So see you guys next time. And Ant Man rules.